In today's video, I just want to share with you the best advice that I ever got from somebody, and this somebody happened to be a multi-millionaire. So let's start by saying that I am not a millionaire yet. I'm just like everybody else out there, trying to provide for myself, trying to build something that people can enjoy, that people can love, and try to understand what I really want to do with my life. Now, I consider myself a really fortunate guy because you see, I grew up in a wonderful country. I grew up in Italy, and to be precise, I grew up in the north of Italy in a small town called Torino, near Milan. And so as a kid, I pretty much had every single thing that a kid could dream of. You see, my family wasn't rich, but they worked so hard to provide for me and my brother. So I can say that I was a lucky guy. But I was never surrounded by rich people. But then when I turned 18 years old, I decided to travel. I went to the States. I lived in New York, thanks to my family. And I met some really wonderful people. And then I started to work for a company in the States. And then I came back to Rome, Italy, and I started to work for a company in Washington, D.C. And I was working in Rome. So one day I was having brunch with the manager of the company that I was working for, and this guy is a really cool guy. This guy is awesome and also happened to be a multi-millionaire. I didn't know at that time this guy was just so cool. Somebody told me that this guy was a multi-millionaire. Now, while we were eating, I asked him, I said, "What's the key to do an incredible job for you, for your company?" I was working on this project, and so I was just wondering. I simply asked him, "What can I do to do an incredible job?" And he said, "Marco, remember, asking is free." And I was like, okay, what kind of advice is that? Asking is free, okay. And then he said, "You see, many people fail because they are afraid of asking. They are afraid of asking because they are afraid of disappointment. They are afraid of hearing no. But you see, asking is free. Nothing is going to happen if you ask people for what you want. Nothing is going to happen. Asking is free. The worst that can happen is people are simply going to say, no, I'm sorry, it can't be done. I'm sorry, can you leave? No, that's all. Asking is free." And I was like, that's pretty interesting. Asking is free. He said, "You see, Marco, don't be afraid of asking people for what you want. What do you want from life? Ask people for that. Ask people when you meet people, ask for what you want." People fail in life because they are afraid of asking. They prefer to stay silent because they are so afraid of hearing the word no. But come on, really? He said, people are not going to kill you. Asking is free. And that's all I remember from that conversation. And so then I thought, you see, wow, it's just so simple. Asking is free, but it's just so simple, but it hit me so hard. So this is the best advice that I ever got from somebody. It's a simple phrase: asking is free. So next time you are afraid of asking people for what you want, don't be afraid. Simply ask. The worst that can happen is they're gonna say no, and you just move on with your life. Okay, so thank you so much for staying with me. I hope that you liked the video. Please check out the Dreams Pro channel. If you liked the content, please subscribe. It will mean the world to me. Hit the little bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And thank you so much for staying with me. And again, a big hug from Italy, Rome, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Take care.